topic of teamwork is rarely discussed or coached in the sport of freestyle, and it's really so important. But it's kind of an elusive thing. You can't quite put your hands on it, what you see as teamwork, what makes it so effective, because it's a little elusive. But I'm going to coach you through that this month of improving your teamwork. You know, the very first step to great teamwork is in your mind. We're the ones who set the limitations for our teams. We need to let go of those limitations and project in our mind what we really want to see. Let me give you a great example of this. One of my most proud moments in my freestyle career was performing in front of the California Symphony live outdoors for 2 concerts. Now, I choreographed a trio. It was actually 3 handlers, 3 dogs, and I found pretty bomb-proof teams that I felt could really pull this off well under pressure. You know, instead of having a boombox playing the music, it was these huge, loud speakers because it was a full symphony behind us. And at the last moment, one of the team's dogs got sick and he couldn't perform. Now, this was a trio that I choreographed to a song called Walking the Dog by Gershwin. And it had some group steps in it where all 3 performed. It had other steps where each team had a solo. They were each featured. Well, with one dog missing, we had a gap there in the song where nothing was going to happen. So who had to step up and fill in? Well, I was the only one that knew the routine. But here was my challenge. My Rottweiler Annabelle was not born as a challenged dog, but she was challenged around other dogs as a learned behavior from my male. So the thought of bringing her into the mix with 2 other dog teams, oh my gosh, what if she blew up at a dog in the middle of the performance? Thousands of people were going to see this. It would look bad on the sport of freestyle. It would really look bad for Rottweilers. And at that moment, I thought, you know what? That can never come into my mind again. It took mental toughness to say that will not surface in my mind at all. And I held that mental toughness. We walked into that performance with the other 2 teams. We were performing in a space that was 15 feet by 15 feet. That's it, with all this external pressure around us. And you know, Annabelle never once looked at those other dogs. She did her part masterfully. She was a true professional. And through both concerts, never once did she have a reaction to any other dog because I didn't let it come into my mind. I knew that it had to start with me. So the first thing that you want to do is actually take note of those limitations in your mind. Okay. Number 1, are they warranted? Well, they may be. But number 2, think, what would it be like if they weren't there? What would that picture look like? And really believe in that picture, because you are what creates the limitations. Okay? You can let go of those. Of course, some instances you can't. Okay, but in the majority of cases, we're the ones limiting in our minds. So take note of what those limitations are, and then apply that mental toughness to say that no longer applies to my team, and see where you can go. So that is step 1 to creating beautiful teamwork.